All right, welcome everyone to our Sunday night team call. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the 4 vital behaviors. They rolled out new vital behaviors this year, and I think that it's super important to kind of know and understand these. These are the 4 things that are very basic and straightforward as far as the things that are going to move your business forward. And over the last year, the coach development team has actually done a lot of work in regards to what's working, how can we train coaches better and provide them training that actually benefits them. And when they were looking at all the other things, now if you're not in the champions page on Facebook, you need to go in there. Now, last year it was like there was a different training every day and it was training overload. They switched it up now in 2019 where it's only, Monday they do the national wake-up call. Wednesdays they do an action hour, which is basically, here's an hour, I'm going to guide you on how to work your business for that hour. And then Fridays, it's kind of like a training. So it's not so much overload, but definitely go and add yourself into the Beachbody Champions page because that's where a lot of good information goes. They're starting to build units within the Facebook group as well, which is coaches with their best practices, sharing their tips on specific topics, which is really cool. And so they've shared a little bit about the new vital behaviors in there, but I just wanted to go over them from like my perspective and like how you can actually apply them and use them. So the 4 vital behaviors right off the bat: be proof the products work. That's not changing whatsoever. Connect, invite, and follow up. Get people results and personal development. So being a product of the product and personal development are the 2 that stay the same. They tweaked the other 2. So first and foremost, be proof that the products work. I think that kind of goes without saying. You need to have your Shakeology every day. You need to have your Shakeology on HD every month. You have to show up so that you can show others. You can't come up and be like, oh my gosh, Shakeology's made me so healthy, but like I skip every other day. It's just, there's no validity to that. And what we do is real. And so we need to make sure that we are actually being proof that the tools that we have to help someone is honest and, true. Same goes for completing fitness programs, start to finish. Commit to Transform 20. Do it for 60 days. I'll say this, and I'm sure people can relate, that when you don't have like a set program to follow, which is kind of like how I've been the last month, it's just been absolutely like I've been all over the place. I haven't had a consistent workout schedule to follow. So I'm like, what do I feel like doing this day? Or what do I feel like doing this day? My nutrition has been I have not been a proof that the nutrition portion works because I haven't been doing it. And quite frankly, my midsection shows, and it is what it is. But when I start to now dial back into my nutrition and I have a plan to follow, I can show people like, hey, look, all it takes is some guidance. Use a super straightforward and easy system that tells you exactly what to eat. And this is how your nutrition is going to help you get results too. So there's that. Following your meal plan, utilizing the performance line. I will say, obviously for a while, I thought that I was better than the performance line. I thought I had the most natural energy in the world. And then I started doing morning workouts, and turns out there's no natural energy that can get you to press play at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's just, and if you do, you half-ass the workout. So that's what supplements are for. That's not to say that, supplements are just this thing to make you spend money. Like, they serve a purpose. So utilizing them and showing others how they can benefit them as well, because there's definitely people out there who lack the motivation to just press play, or they lack the energy to even put their workout pants on. And so having the performance line like Energize really helps, especially Recover. I think I would have died in Lift 4 if I did not have Recover. That's all I'm going to say on that. So then kind of going with that is sharing how you are being a proof the product works. You are you're not doing your due diligence by reaping the benefits of what these programs and what these products have to do and not sharing them with others. Definitely kind of internalizing things beneficial, you should be proud of yourself. But, I just think about today, I went to Nordstrom Rack and I got some really good deals. And I'm going to tell people about the really good deals and the really cute clothes and shoes that I got for $13 at Nordstrom Rack. If something works for you, you're going to tell someone about it. So be proof the products work and tell people about it. So the next vital behavior, that was one. The second one is connect, invite, follow up. Prior, this vital behavior was just invite. And I think there's a lot to be said. You can send 1,000 invites, but it takes the average person 7 to 10 follow-ups before they sometimes, respond, or you have to build those conversations. This isn't utopia where you reach out to someone and be like, hey, do you have any goals that you're working towards? And they're like, yeah, sign me up. It happens, but maybe like 10% of the time. So realistically, because we don't work a business where we're just like, hey girl, happy Monday. I got this great product. You totally need to buy it. Join my group now. Like, you're not going to build a business that way. That's not being authentic. And that's not what we are. That's not who we are. So some ways to kind of go about this vital behavior. And I just uploaded this in my team page. I can make sure that Sammy and Hallie have this in their team pages as well. But this year, with this new coach development that they're putting out there, they put together the Success Club Business Activity Tracker. Where's mine? I printed it out. It tells me exactly what I need to do. This goes Thursday to Wednesday. I don't know why they picked Thursday as the start of the week. But hey, we're rolling with it. It's Thursday to Wednesday, and it's workout, drink, Shakeology. I'm not going to break this down. That's another call for another time. But it's an activity tracker that helps you track who you're connecting with, who you're inviting, and who you need to follow up with. Always have a group to invite to, a virtual boot camp, a coaching sneak peek, what have you. And, trying to always initiate conversations with people. A lot of times I will go through and watch Instagram stories, and instead of aimlessly watching them, I respond to them. If someone posts their meal, I'll tell them like, hey, that looks really good. Like, what, do you have a recipe? Or if someone has a cute outfit on, I compliment their outfit. And it's genuine. If they have an atrocious outfit, I don't say like, oh my gosh, that's the cutest, I want to buy it. You build authentic connections. And I can't tell you how many people I've met, I have a lot of OT followers, and I connect to them and be like, oh my gosh, I remember learning that in school, it's the worst. And you don't have to talk about Beachbody. It's about making the connections that you're gonna make and build relationships with people. So same goes with people who comment on your stuff on Instagram, going and commenting on other people's stuff, having that, common ground to start building those connections. Now, once you've made a connection, sometimes people feel more comfortable to reach out to you, or you feel more comfortable saying like, hey, I know that, we've talked about this in the past, or, whatever, I'm running this group and we're going to be doing XYZ. Not sure if you'd be interested. I just thought I'd reach out and let you know. If not, no big deal. Just let me know. That's that. So that's where you can then kind of incorporate, hey, this is what I'm doing. Just thought I would do my due diligence of asking. If not, no big deal. That doesn't feel like it's pressuring them. It's just simply, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then always follow up. There is power in the follow-up, and that's the big thing here. Sammy, my top coach on my team, I followed up with her for 4 months. After about a month, she's like, oh, I have conferences. I'm just too busy to sign up right now. And I was like, oh, this girl. And then she's like, oh, I'm filing my taxes with my mom. And I'm like, girl, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm not going to stop following up. And then she's like, oh, I'm waiting for my tax refund to get in. And I'm like, okay. And finally, after about 3 to 4 months, I think I bugged her enough, and here we are today. So Sammy, when you're watching this recording, now everyone knows how much I had to bug you. But it just goes to show the power of the follow-up. So that's the second vital behavior. The third one is help people get results. As simple as that. It comes down to helping others, but also helping yourself get results. And that kind of correlates with that first vital behavior of being proof the products work, is you have to commit to yourself as well as helping others commit to themselves. Now, I know it's hard. You don't get to show up to someone's apartment and press play for them. It is ultimately up to them, but that's where our support in our groups help people commit to things. So one big thing is committing to yourself financially or with your business as well. You have to commit to your business. People are watching you. So when you go quiet or you just post, like once a week, people don't see the consistency in you. So why should they be consistent too? So being consistent for yourself shows others that they can be consistent for themselves as well. So, for your customers and the people in your groups, definitely contribute to your groups and recognize people. That's something that I'm definitely myself working on getting better, is just recognizing people. People love when they get appreciation, when they get recognized. There's like this study, I don't know the stats or the validity of this, but people love to hear their own names. They love it. So when, you're hosting a group or anything like that, and all you have to say is, shout out to Allison. She showed up every day this week and said, nope, no excuses. And for that, she had, a rock star week. Way to go, Allison. That is encouraging to you. It creates a positive and uplifting environment, and everyone wins. Same goes with your business, with your team. Definitely, I'm making sure that the smallest things get celebrated. One of my coaches just bought her ticket to Summit, and I was like, yeah, like she just got her ticket to Summit, and she took advantage of that flash sale, because right now until the end of the month it's on sale for $155. Little plug for Summit. But I was like, we're gonna go party in Summit or in Indianapolis, and we're gonna have a blast. So like, shout out to you, girl, for committing to the greatest 4 days of your summer. So recognize people and help them succeed by recognizing them as well. So the fourth vital behavior, let me take a wine break before I go into the fourth one. It's very important. Hydrate, guys. Gotta hydrate. So the fourth one is personal development. This one obviously has stayed the same, but just know that personal development looks different for everyone. I am not a book person. I can't read. My brain doesn't shut off. I don't know if it's an anxiety thing or just a me thing, ADHD, I don't know what it is. When I read a book, my mind is in 35 different places thinking about everything else. Podcasts are my jam. Or watching motivating YouTube videos, more my jam. I'm more of an audible person. So find what works for you. It is so important to refill your cup so you can give to others. So some examples of personal development, obviously books. I've got a huge stack of books, and I'm trying to read a book right now. We'll see how that goes. I'm about a chapter in. It took me about 45 minutes to read one chapter because I had to go back and reread. Anyways, maybe I have a learning disability that I'm not aware of. I digress. So that's one option. For the longest time, I did podcasts. There's great podcasts out there, and I'm happy to give suggestions on various ones. A few of the ones that I like, and these were ones that just helped me understand nutrition. The Fits and Healthy podcast, that's FITZ, Fits and Healthy podcast. The lead host, Lauren Fitzgerald, she is a Beachbody coach, but the podcast isn't like Beachbody. She has her MD. She has been away from medicine for about 2 or 3 years, but she was an anesthesiologist. So she really kind of brings in the two worlds of the medical field and health, it's very eye-opening. The Model Health Show is another great one. Jenna Kutchner has a really good one. Rachel Hollis has a really good podcast. Yeah, the Jenna Kutchner one is really good. And so podcasts are a great option. Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, all really good people that host really good podcasts. Now, lately, personal development for me has just been church. Going to church on Sundays or Wednesday nights and just taking in the words and internalizing it that way. I do find that when I'm sitting in service, I feel like I can apply the message to both my personal life as well as coaching life as well. So you can get creative with ways that you utilize personal development. You might be surprised that I would consider going to Super Saturday events, going to Summit, hopping on team calls, listening to the National Wake Up Call. Those are all forms of personal development because you're learning things. You're fueling your soul. And I went to Super Saturday on Saturday, and it's just so much fun just to hear from other people and get to know all of these amazing people that live in my community. So those are all options for personal development. So those are the 4 vital behaviors. And I know I kind of elaborated on things a lot. I have a visual that I'll upload into my team page. Again, I can send that to Hallie and Sammy as well if you are visual like I am. But definitely just try not to overcomplicate things. I will say utilizing this activity tracker in itself, it covers the vital behaviors. So you don't have to think twice. And it simplifies things. Like, I think the worst thing that we can do as coaches is overthink things and overcomplicate things. And having tools that simplify and make it super straightforward is super helpful. So I cannot stress this activity tracker enough. And definitely keep in mind that through these vital behaviors each month, your goal is to just help people. Try and help at least 3 people a month. This is made to help you hit Success Club. My margins on my printer are messed up, so half of this is like cut off. But like at the top, it says, it's the week of this, and then it has check boxes next to the National Wake Up Call and Team Call. So making sure, me, Hallie, and Sammy are doing these weekly team calls. And next Sunday is Sammy. And then the last Sunday of January, we're going to do like a Q&A, a working call, whatever you guys kind of want to do. So the consistency, going back to consistency of showing up for these team calls is going to only benefit you. So I see a few familiar faces from last Sunday. And so props to you guys for showing up and making this a priority. It speaks volumes, and it stands out to us. So that's kind of all I've got on the 4 vital behaviors. I'm going to open it up for questions for a couple minutes because I kind of got through that quick, but I'm definitely happy to answer any questions that you guys have in regards to these vital behaviors.
I think my biggest question is I have this same like group of people that has, so both of us went to high school in Duluth, both of us are in the same grade, and so it's hard for me to find people that aren't with Sammy.
Yeah.
Or that Sammy isn't also following up with.
So this is where I would say finding your niche market. You have a degree in something that is completely different than what Sammy does as a teacher. You are more in the health sciences. You just graduated. You have, you went through grad school. That's a struggle in itself. And so have you gone through the Instagram trainings about using Captivate and Cleaner?
No.
Okay. That's another thing. I need to make a list, otherwise I'm going to forget. I kind of compiled over the summer. It was one call a week. It was a 6-week series on how to basically use Instagram to run your business. And one of the weeks I actually talked about how I utilize Captivate and Cleaner. And it's how I built my niche market. That's why I have so many OT students and OT practitioners following me on Instagram. And that's why you'll see usually my fitness posts get diddly squat for engagement. I post a picture of me in my cap and gown and it's like 500 likes. And so right now you're kind of running into the problem of your warm market is very close. And everyone runs out of their warm market. That's when you have to branch out into your cold market. But keep in mind that as you connect with new people on Instagram, those cold market, new conversations you have start to become your warm market. And so it's this continuous cold to warm market type of transition. So I will make sure that Google Doc gets shared to you all. So that way, Instagram is the place to be. I'm going to be honest. That's not to say ignore Facebook by any means, but utilizing Instagram, you are going to reach so many more people and connect with so many more people that are outside of the Duluth area. Because Duluth is only so big. So definitely, I would say finding your niche market. What type of people are your people? And, you're a dog mom, you're a wife, and I'm not a wife. I'm not a dog mom. I'm single as all get out. I'm a mess. Mental health, all those kind of things. Who makes you you? And who is they say your vibe attracts your tribe. And so, finding those people is where you're going to be hey, you don't know who Sammy is. Perfect,
Yeah, for sure.
So I get it, but definitely trying to branch out, and I will make sure that training gets shared.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Courtney, I was just going to add one thing. I don't know how I ended up following Courtney. I'm from South Dakota and you're from Minnesota. You live in Florida. I live in Philly. So I honestly don't know how it started, but I ended up following her and I liked her story. And so then she ended up being my coach. So the more you reach out and the more you build what other people can connect to, the more you'll reach people in completely weird places. So
absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad to hear a testimony from someone where, I honestly, I don't remember how it all started. It's history. It's in the past. But I don't know if it was me who reached out to you or vice versa, but I hope that you never felt like I was just prying to sell a challenge pack or anything like that. It's truly from our hearts that we want to help people. Obviously, we have goals and we have things like Success Club to give us some type of structure as to how to move our business forward. But at the end of the day, we're reaching out to people and, sending out invites to people to benefit them and because we want to help them. So whether they're in Vancouver or England, that's in the UK, or in Nevada, you'd be surprised how far you can kind of go. I'm yet to have someone from the UK or Canada. I'm working on it. But yes.
One last thing. Yes. So I think for me, I am definitely the visual type. And it would be super helpful for me to see how like your conversation from start to finish looks like with the cold market
Yeah.
person.
So, see, I don't really use scripts because it doesn't come off authentic. Really, I think the big thing for me is when I'm going through Instagram is I'm responding to people's stories because it's individualized, it's specific, and it's genuine. It's not like, whatever. Now, there have definitely been times where I'll post a poll on my story and someone votes, like if I ask them like, oh, do you want to be my boot camp or whatever? And they say yes. I will send them a message and be like, hey, I saw your vote on my poll. I'm so happy to see that you're eager to work towards your health goals in 2019. Tell me, what are some of your health and wellness goals? You can't prematurely jump in. You've got to kind of ease it in like, no, I genuinely care about your health and wellness goals. Tell me more about them and let's chat about them. And then it's kind of like if they're like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds and tone up for a wedding I'm in or in the summer. I made that up. Be like, oh, those are awesome goals. I actually, with this virtual boot camp, we're focusing on, this month, we're focusing on our mindset around things, and we're committing to workouts that are only 20 minutes, which is pretty awesome. And definitely, whatever. And I ask them for their email. I send emails that basically, I created a PDF that's like, this is what virtual boot camps are. This is what my challenge tracker app is like, and this is what this is. And I'll usually, for Transform 20, I put the sample workout in there. It's like, hey, here's a sample workout if you want to give it a try. I think them coming out with sample workouts was the greatest thing they could have ever done, because people don't want to commit to things when they don't know it. But anyways, so again, I'm like, hey, here's what this looks like. Here's a sample workout, give it a try and let me know. And I always follow up until they respond. Because quite frankly, don't try and ghost me. I will bug you until you respond. That's just me. If you come to me saying you want help, but then ghost me, I will send you so many ghost and cricket and hey there GIFs until you're like, just stop talking to me. And I'm like, okay, thanks. But you know what? It is what it is. But I can try and screenshot some stuff, but it's never the same. It's really not. Now, I know some people will send cold invites, like they tell people, like, go through your followers list and start at the letter A and send everyone the, like, hey, girl, I don't know if you saw my story, but I'm running a group starting next week where we're going to be, focusing on this and this. If I were to align you with a meal plan and workout program, would you be down to snag a spot? I've used that before, which is why I haven't memorized. Does that sound authentic? No. Authenticity speaks volumes. So if you do want to do like the mass invites, there's nothing bad about that. But truly, it's like, find something that's unique to them. It takes some extra time, definitely. But people are going to see that you actually took time to take what's specific about them into consideration. So that's my very long answer to that. I unmuted you. You're good.
Oh, okay. Do you find that it's helpful if you, like, I know I'm going to use Sammy, but Sammy always posts a lot of, like, personal pictures of, like, her doing workouts and stuff like that. Do you think that that does help to have people, like, to see your journey and to have them kind of, because I kind of am struggling, like she was saying, with finding people that are different from Sammy, just because she went to the same college that I did and around the same high school, too. So I was just wondering if maybe that, is that a way to reach out to people as well, showing your own story?
First, I will say I went to CSS too. So, yeah. I mean, lots of Scholastica Saints up in here. But that's what coaching is all about, is sharing your journey. What makes you different from the Beachbody coach that lives 5 blocks down the road? What makes you different from the top coach in the company? What makes you different from me? We're all in different chapters in our lives. We're all struggling with different things. And I just found that I'm an open book. I cry on my Instagram stories. That's just, I'm a crier, so it's kind of inevitable. But just showing your journey. People relate to that. I can't tell you how many people reach out and just say, like, thank you for just being, like, showing the real people. I can't tell you how many fake people are on Instagram. And yeah, they probably I know people get more likes than others just because they show this like aesthetic, this well put together. And I'd rather get fewer likes and be authentic and have people see the real me than try and like this morning when I posted on my Instagram, I had like 5 pounds of what's it called? Like coconut oil and like oil in my hair from a deep conditioning treatment. I had no bra on, hadn't brushed my teeth, no makeup on, but I was like, Sunday mornings, glamorous, you know? And I think I just sat on my couch and I was like, no bra, no problem. Like,
definitely. Okay.
It is what it is. And my post tonight, I haven't put it together tonight, but I'm going to talk about how I'm scared shitless of Transform 20. Like, I have no secret that committing to a 6-week program with a step, doing cardio essentially 6 days a week, not in my comfort zone. Lift 4, I was like, heck yeah, bring it on, give me weights. And this, I'm like, oh my gosh. And so just kind of showing like, I'm not put together. I'm scared of this. Not scared, but you know, it's outside of my comfort zone. It allows people to relate to you and be like, you know, I can get out of my comfort zone too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions at all before I wrap things up? If there are no more questions, just a few like last little tips or things to take note of. I had mentioned earlier, like the summit ticket sale, it's on sale for $155. I know as far as my team, I have 1 spot left in my hotel room. And hotel rooms should be opening up because people back out. But there's that. Now, something super, super exciting that they announced at Super Saturday, which as soon as corporate releases that video, we'll make sure that we all post it in our team page for those who didn't go to Super Saturday. Basically, at Super Saturday, corporate puts together a video of here's the programs that are coming out. This is what you need to expect. And in January, they always talk about next year's Success Club trip. And it's going to be in Punta Cana. And I'm really excited. And they announced that 2019 coaches can like earn like a special spot on the trip. So any of your coaches that sign up in 2019 have a little something special for them. So just kind of take note of that. The FAQs and all that stuff will be within that. But, another thing. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? Team Cup. So a lot of you probably have no idea what the heck that is. Basically, it's a friendly competition. There's teams of 5. And it's just, you earn points by, you know, like you earn Success Club points and you get a Team Cup point, and you rank advance and you get this many Team Cup points. And it's just, you earn points by doing the things you normally do. And when your team cohesively earns however many points, there's different like prize tiers. And then obviously it's like, you know, the team with the most points in the different regions gets their name on an actual like trophy cup. So registration for that opened on yesterday, maybe Friday. And it's for the month of February. So it's a great way to kind of just have some incentive, like additional incentive outside of the Success Club prizes, which the prizes for this year are pretty awesome, like pretty stinking awesome. So make a team of 5, talk to your coach about forming teams, because it's a great way to kind of work together to move your business forward. So those are kind of the last few things I have for you, just as some takeaways that I got from like Super Saturday and the new and upcoming things. So if there are no further questions, I'm going to wrap this up and call it a night. Anything else? All right. Well, it was so nice to see all of you lovely ladies tonight. It was, my heart needed it. And so I'm super happy to see you guys. I hope you guys have a great week, and cheers to starting Transform 20 tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. Cheers. And hope you guys have a great week. Stay tuned for Sammy. Sammy's going to talk about going Emerald next Sunday. So have yourselves, oh my goodness, I need to go to bed. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys later. Good night.